Welcome to Pathways to Success, a program that supports our micro, small, and medium enterprises here on the Billionario News Channel. I'm Mai Rodriguez. Manila's dining scene is vibrant and highly competitive. Standing out requires more than excellent food. It also helps to have a unique concept. Now in BGC, a restaurant that opened in 2023 offers modern European cuisine that is all about genuine, bold flavors. Today we're excited to have on the show Felipe Diaz de Miranda and Luis de Isasa Muñoz, two of the co-founders of Bolero. Hola, Felipe and Luis, welcome to the show.
Hi, hello. Thank you very much for inviting us today.
Very excited to have you here. Now, before we talk about the restaurant, I'd like to ask you about your background first. Tell us about your background in the restaurant business and how you got started here. Start with you, Felipe.
I mean, my background started as an architect. That's actually my first passion, my main career. But then when I got to the Philippines, I had the opportunity to start with like a restaurant business because I've always loved like the F&B industry. So after that experience, I actually learned from like everything that happened. And apart from like pushing my career as an architect with my firm, I also kind of like got involved like with Luis in this passion project that we tried to like put together with like Chef Fernando, and we kind of like started this path towards like a hopefully unique concepts company.
So you had a restaurant before,
yes,
and we will explore your learnings more in a bit. What about you, Luis?
For me, I was always related to the restaurant industry and nightlife, more in Spain. I'm a sales manager as a career, and I was working with different international companies in spirits and drinks. Then when I came here to the Philippines in 2017, I came with a drinks company for a project, and well, everything, Felipe and I, we met and we started talking about it, and one day it happened. Bolero happened.
And that was it. Okay, let's talk about Bolero now and the culinary genius behind it, Chef Fernando Alcala. He's a Michelin-recognized chef in Spain. And how did it all come about?
Well, Fernando, the story started like where Felipe and I, we know each other since 2017, since I came to the country. We became friends since day one. We connected really well. And we always had in mind like to do different projects. No? We were always curious about it. And then on 2022, we start talking, hey, we need to create something. There are some opportunities in the market that we can do. And then, well, Felipe went to Spain for a visit, family visit, and he can continue the story.
Yeah, I mean, and I met Fernando at his wedding.
Oh,
so that's
okay.
That's when I met him. We connected really fast, and it's this kind of thing that where you feel like destiny is kind of like chasing you. I was saying, okay, I'll focus on architecture. We're growing a lot at that time, but then Luis was like pushing me, like we have to do some restaurant. And then at that time I met Fernando. He was coming to have his honeymoon in the Philippines. So we said, okay, there's no joke here. We have to push for this opportunity. And then is when we all started to kind of like try to create like the identity. So it's where we kind of like build this
So
Bolero.
your vision aligned as to what kind of restaurant this is going to be. So tell us about the concept now. What is Bolero?
I mean, we all know what Bolero means. Everyone goes to us like, do you know what Bolero means in the Philippines?
It actually has two meanings. It's a dance in Spain, and it also means sweet talker in Filipino.
Correct.
So what does the restaurant?
That's the part we like, the sweet talker, the flatterer. No, somehow we want, when you step in Bolero, we want you to connect like kind of like the memories of like a dance or like or like the music with kind of like that guy somehow that is starting to flatter in you, but kind of like in a casual way. No, we don't want to be like the negative Bolero. That's why the logo actually Rick came
more
up
of
with
like the playful Bolero. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, but always charm and always respectful.
Okay, so now why in the Philippines? Why choose the Philippines for this restaurant?
Well, when I came on 2017, I didn't even know much about the country, but I really fall in love with it. Then I start a life here. My wife is Filipina, my daughter is Filipino. My life is here, everything is here. then why not? It's the place for
Why
me.
not? There's a vibrant
There is,
restaurant
I
scene
think
here.
there is a big room still like for more, concepts, no? That kind of like tried, I think that was the big gap that Fernando also was seeing when we visited. He came for his honeymoon and I took him around all the restaurants. And then we saw that opportunity of bringing kind of like fine dining into a casual concept, no? Kind of tried to escape to like the super fine dining and make it really into more like comfort spaces where you can
still
hang out.
comfortable. It's still more casual.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you can see it in the decor and how the space looks like inside Bolero, right? Tell us, you will talk about that
The
later because
magician.
you're the architect behind it all. But tell us about Chef Fernando's take on the cuisine, the Spanish cuisine that inspired this restaurant. What can we expect as Filipinos to get a taste of Spain in Bolero?
When you go to Bolero, what you're gonna find is a modern European menu. What we always say is like you can find food from all over the world, but always connected with the Spanish culture, like within some small touches, like what we can call fusion. You can find in the skipjack tuna with the ajo blanco. Ajo blanco is a Spanish cold soup from the south of Spain that is is almond based. Or you can find, for example, the spices that we use to do the pork dumplings. Then we're trying to find this fusion from different cultures, always also connecting with the Filipino culture. And one of the things that we think is very important, for example, in the Filipino culture is the grill, is the barbecue. It's very, very present, and that's why, for example, we have our charcoal oven that is bringing these smoky flavors and aroma to most of the dishes that we use.
Yeah.
And it's the way that Fernando found, and he's playing us like to connect both cultures in a natural way.
Because you mentioned dumplings, there's a bit of Asian influence there.
Exactly, but then we are using, a bit, no, a lot.
Yeah.
And we are using the spices from the south of Spain.
Okay.
Then
Felipe,
he's trying to melt there.
Let's talk about the sleek and modern design, the interiors. Okay, tell us what kind of atmosphere do you want guests who dine in? What do you want them to feel?
We always have the same approach, no? When we get like a new project, we design like my company is Archipelago. We design it with Max, that is actually a guy that we also go to when it comes to restaurants in the Philippines. We like to work together. And basically what we were trying is to connect, no, with the client. In this case, of course, the client is a bit myself, but what we try is to align. So the kind of like cuisine that Luis was explaining, no, a place where it's like you get to have like familiar flavors, but you get to be in a elegant environment that is not intimidating. I always like to say that because that's one of the things that the clients, in this case, even myself, wanted to impose, is that it feels like an elegant play that has that a bit of, like we always say, like Mad Men vibe, no, in the 20s, like the Bolero touch.
Okay.
You want that Bolero touch, that you feel like, okay, they're bringing me here like to flatter me a bit. But then when you sit down, you kind of like chill, you relax, you just enjoy the food.
It's comfortable, casual, but elevated.
Exactly.
Okay, indeed, exciting times in the restaurant scene. But we have to pause for a break. Up next, we'll find out what to try among Bolero's mouth-watering dishes. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Pathways to Success. Today we have the spotlight on this new restaurant, the Spanish restaurant in BGC, Bolero. We're still joined by two of its founders, Felipe Diaz de Miranda and Luis de Isasa Muñoz. Now let's talk about the must-try dishes in Bolero. You mentioned a bit of Asian, but more of Spanish and elevated European cuisine. What should we try?
I think the best thing of the menu is that it has a cool structure where you can have it like all throughout the day. No, we have like these snacks that are like a bit lighter, where you can find like this, for example, the ricotta cheese with the green onion waffle. That has become like a
Ricotta
huge,
and waffle.
Yeah, ricotta cheese with like a waffle that you dip in. Yeah, this kind of like snack, you eat it like with your hands, or like you go to the starters with kind of like a bit more complex cuisine, and you have the sweet and sour tomato, that is kind of like a deconstructed gazpacho, where you have like the connection with Spain, but at the same time it's like familiar flavors in a super different way. Tomato solid, liquid, and foam, and that's also like one of probably like my favorites. And then in that starters, kind of like lighter bites.
And excellent to pair with the cocktails as well and the wine.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
I think the kind of like for example, like the talaquito or the ceviche are these fresh starters that are good like to,
Yeah.
you know, to match with some of our drinks.
One of the big things also in the menu became the beef empanadas, our traditional Argentinian beef empanadas that are really, really good. You gotta try. What Felipe mentioned about the talaquito, that we are using a local talaquito fish, that we are doing a kind of ceviche quinilao with a green laksa that is really, really fantastic.
Interesting. Now, of course, we always want to end the meal on a sweet note. Let's talk about the dessert because I've heard so much
You heard about it, no?
about your cheesecake. It's going viral. Tell us
Yeah.
about the
But
cheesecake.
the thing is like, apart from these starters, before going to the cheesecake, we have to mention also that all our mains, I think Luis was talking about before, our charcoal grill, that we have like an indoor charcoal grill that makes all our mains that are like all kind of meats, like pork, beef, and then like our fishes. Yeah, the duck, and all our fishes, they make it like that.
And it gives it a
smoky
distinct flavor.
Yes.
Yeah, the
Yes.
smoky flavor.
So that's the perfect combo because you were saying it. Now, like we get to the dessert. So basically, we're covering all that snacks, like mains, heavy mains, and then we go to the cheesecake that is like viral everywhere, but it had become
And what
like
is it about
the
the
cherry on
cheesecake
top.
that everyone's talking about? It's sort of, it has a runny texture and you can taste a bit of blue cheese in it, I've
Yeah.
heard. So what are you most proud about it?
The story goes back to 2019. I mean, Fernando won the award as the best cheesecake in Spain on 2019.
Best
with this
cheesecake
one.
in Spain.
Yeah, and
Now
we are
we have
proud
gotta
to say.
try
Yeah,
that.
that's a big thing.
It is
So we're
a
very
big
proud.
thing, yeah. And it's now here. You could try it
Exactly.
here in BGC.
Then the idea when we spoke about Bolero, he said, guys, I have this cheesecake that I think that can be a game changer, can be something different that we can bring to the table. And the people is pretty surprised because the cheese flavor that we are using, also that you are feeling when you try. Second, the texture that is a little bit more runny than what we are usually used to see. Then it's making something really special. The people is excited about it and they like it.
But given that title, Best Cheesecake in Spain, it comes with a lot of pressure, doesn't it?
We're talking about it today.
Yeah, that's one of the things, like when, you know, the problem with expectations, no?
Yeah.
And at the end, we have to admit that also it's a matter of taste. So there are another like cheesecakes, whatever people talk to you. We love that game, you know.
Yeah.
We are very good friends with many other chefs in the city.
People are going to rate it.
And-
what's your reaction to the reactions of those
There
who
is no
try
bad
it?
cheesecake. I mean, there are other competitors that are really doing an outstanding job and they have really fantastic products. It's all about taste. And yeah.
But still,
why
when you get 99% of the people, when they like 99%, of course, there is some people that would like something different. But when they put it in their mouth and they're like, it starts kind of like,
Yeah.
wow. They look around like looking for like,
Yeah.
is this real? Like because
And most
this
of them
is-
are taken aback by the texture. Like when they see it, it's runny on the
Yeah.
runny side.
Exactly. Like the people get surprised and sometimes very confused, but it's what Felipe says. Super interesting when we are like supporting the team and we are looking at the clients from the back and then we see how they try.
Yeah, because
It's super fun.
And everyone is like looking for it because we cooked it like it has to be within the day. There is no,
Yeah.
there is no, we cannot
and
put
you
it
can
in the
have
fridge.
a whole conversation just about the
Yeah.
cheesecake.
Exactly.
Okay. Now let's talk more about the mix of Filipino and Spanish in your menu, given we have a long history with Spain, right? How do you
Yeah.
incorporate Filipino flavors to your
Yeah.
dishes?
One of the key things that Fernando, as I was mentioning before, was about the grill, the charcoal grill, with this smokiness in the meat and in the veggies. But aside of this, what we are doing is even some products we have to source from abroad, like for example the Iberian pork or the strip loin. But as much as we can, we're trying to use local products. Like you can try the talaquito, you
Yeah,
can try
the
the
fish.
tuna that I was mentioning before, or the mahi mahi, for example.
But the meats you source from abroad.
Yeah, we have French
Yeah.
duck, we have Spanish pork, and we have the The beef is coming also from abroad, but for example, the chicken is local.
Tell us about more of the menu, Felipe. Does it evolve with the seasons?
Yes, that's one of the best things of Bolero. I feel like Fernando, that's when you have a business partner that is like the chef of the place, he also wants to to bring something else to the table every time he visits. So every other month when he comes to the Philippines, he has been working in new dishes. He has new ideas in mind. So basically he changes maybe 5, 6 things, and then he kind of like retouch or like give like a twist to another 4 or 5 things. So almost in every visit to Bolero, when you get something new. When you want to do like a casual comfort place, good food in a casual way, you really need to change it, because if not, people will get
so
like,
the loyal
tired of it.
customers can also have something new to go back to whenever they're there.
And we also, for us, the customer is the center of the business. I mean, everything is happening there for them. Then Fernando, aside of the new ideas that he's bringing, new trends and new concepts, we take really much in consideration the feedback of our clients, because at the end, it's all about them, and we want to take care of them.
Okay, we talked about the appetizers earlier, but then you also have cocktails. So what are the best pairings that you can recommend?
Cocktails, we can go wide on that. I mean, we have a wide offer of spirits. In cocktails, I think that now we have around 20 between classics and signature cocktails. But aside of the classics that are not in the menu, can be ordered. I can tell you one of the best sellers is the Bolero Fling. That is a gin-based cocktail. It's inspiring the gin basil smash. That it was like one idea. It was an idea of Felipe. That he
What
loves
inspired
that
it,
one.
Felipe?
Like going out. So it inspired me. No, but
Your
I think,
love for the night scene.
Yeah, love for the night scene. No, but I think basically what we're trying is kind of like similar. Luis is kind of on top of that, trying to catch up with Fernando's like speed changing the menu. And there is like, we have specials every month. We have 5, 6 specials. So at the same time, our focus, we're talking before, is the community. We want to be like a bit different from like the restaurants that want to expand and open branches. We want to be like a community-based restaurant. No, we want to be like one place concept. So for that, you really need to offer like a new experience for people every time they visit. So cocktails, food keeps on rotating, so you always have like a new experience and a fun experience.
Take it from somebody who loves to go out and drink with friends and eat out. Okay, we have so much more to talk about, but we have to take another quick break. Stay with us. We've got more to cover on Bolero's future and upcoming events. Welcome back. We are still with Felipe and Luis, managing partners of Bolero Manila. Now, who would like to talk about the business perspective of it all, like the market here? How would you describe the restaurant scene in the Philippines?
I mean, as we were
Felipe.
mentioning before, no, we feel like there is that the marketing for fine dining in the Philippines is like stepping up a lot. You see like a lot of new restaurants coming up with new ideas. I think everyone is leveling up the game. So we just kind of like try to fit in and kind of like create this cool community of restaurants that we kind of like have a good relationship between each other. And our goal is the same, to really put Manila at the level of like other main cities in Southeast Asia that are kind of like a bit ahead of us right now.
And it's an exciting restaurant scene, and it's growing every day. Now, Luis, tell us about your background in the on-trade sector.
Yeah, okay. I was related to the restaurants and bars since I was very, very young in Spain, like working like PR or barman in some clubs when I was young. And then I was already working with the distribution and nightlife since I was 23 years old, like 17 years ago. I started working with some of the top spirits companies in the world in Spain. And then I came to the Philippines in 2017 with also other drinks company for other project that I'm working with. And yeah, that's my connection. We're always working with the bars, with the restaurants, etc. Then we have really good knowledge about it.
Well, with that sort of experience, a lot of experience, it sure helped in managing the business. But how do you divide the responsibilities with Chef Fernando and with Felipe and you?
Obviously, Fernando is the heart, is taking lead in the kitchen, is taking lead there. Felipe and I, we are co-managing operations together. Okay, I'm more in the marketing side. Also, Felipe has a big part on this, and all the entertainment. And Felipe is also taking care part marketing and part finance.
Can you share some of the key learnings with your experience? What can you share with our budding entrepreneurs out there?
I think that one of the most important things is to be like very honest, very transparent with your partners. I think something you learn along the way, and kind of like trying to find what everyone is best at, and trying to bring the best of each member of the team. When you kind of like admire each other, you can be like very straightforward. You can be like, because you kind of like believe on your partner. You believe that the person that is beside you will make you grow, and you will get farther because you are together. So I think that's the key. How to divide the task, how to be like very open, and then how to find where everyone can shine and lead. It's important that one is leading strong and the rest kind of like support. If one does a mistake, but is leading them, the partners support him, and then we kind of like go all together.
And trust is very important.
Yeah, you need to learn on top of what Felipe said. Like, you need to learn how to get feedback, and sometimes it's not easy, because we are trying to do our best, but sometimes there are people who knows better what to do, and you need to listen, step back, and learn from that. And for me, the other big lesson is always try to be on top of the game. Don't take for granted that because it's working, it's going to keep working. You need to be there. You need to be taking care of every single detail, every single guest, every single client, because at the end, you are a big part of it.
Okay, so you mentioned being on top of the game, but this is a competitive industry. Now, how do you do it?
There is one thing that I always love, like to say, that is kind of like, I think, what is driven me like through life, that excellence is not an act but a habit. So when you kind of like make it like your everyday task to be excellent, it's not something that Luis was saying, take as granted. It's kind of like you never chill just because you're doing okay. And there is like a big step in between like doing okay and be like really great somehow. And that's the daily challenge. Of course, you have to celebrate the milestones, but kind of like never stopping about like how to make everyone, like at the end of the restaurant, everyone happier. So that's our goal, to see like happy faces around every single day, because every single day you have new faces, so they have to be happy, not because yesterday they were happy.
And you lead by example. When
Exactly.
they see a good leader, that's who they follow.
Exactly.
Yeah. A good leader also is not someone that, because you're the boss, it's like they have to follow you because they believe in you. So that's the only way that you can really make a team, a solid team, when they really trust in you, believe in you. If not, it's just like, well, it's a matter of time that they go somewhere else.
So a vision that we share, the three of us, is that there is always a what's next. Okay, we're here, it's okay, but what's next? And the second one is that we know that we always need to keep pushing and going up, because at the moment that you put yourself in a comfortable position of flat, you tend to go down. Then there is the only way to keep the business up and to keep growing.
Speaking of what's next for Bolero? Any exciting plans or events in the future?
Should we talk about it?
About events, we have the...
You can announce it here.
You start the events.
We talk about events. We have the anniversary. It's going to happen in November. As you know, we opened November last year. And we are still working on different ideas, but we would like to do a really nice party and celebrate with all guests and people who are supporting us, suppliers, friends, family, media, was all what we achieved in 1 year. That for us is a lot, and to have a great time. We will have some small pocket events also with the visit of Fernando during that time. Then that's next in terms of events, and then celebration of Christmas. Obviously.
That is a big deal, 1 year anniversary.
Well,
and Chef Fernando will be here for that.
Yeah, it was a roller coaster of year, but very beautiful. We have to celebrate
and then
Felipe.
we also have like one other like thing coming that is gonna be, with Fernando we wanted really to create like a comfort comfort food place, no, something that is kind of like aligned with casual dining. But then we're also trying to put him like at his real level, no, the real level that he can to show off a little bit. So we're gonna open also next year a degustation place. Together
that is quite
with him.
expected coming from a Michelin recognized chef.
We wanted that as a second step before keep growing as a group, and to try to kind of like show what he's able to do.
I think people will surely look forward to that with Chef Fernando coming over.
Yes,
We
and
hope.
then that way we're also gonna drag him more here. So he's not like every other month, but like maybe 2-1.
Okay, final words from you, Luis.
Well,
Invite our viewers to go to Bolero in BGC.
okay, well, we are in BGC. We are waiting for you in Bolero. We really would love to host you there and offer you good food, good drinks, but overall a really great experience and to have a good time with us.
Thank you for coming to the show. More power to the business. Good luck to you guys. Thank you
so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you for bringing
Thank you
us.
so much, Mike.
Thank you.
And that is our episode. Thank you for watching Pathways to Success. To our entrepreneurs, continue pursuing your passions, keep pushing for excellence, and stay true to your vision. I'm Mai Rodriguez. See you again here on BNC, the Billionario News Channel.